Bigby's here.
Oh.
This is a surprise.
Why are you never Glamour, Toad? Why is it so hard to just follow the rules?
Look, I know some fables can switch from man to beast and back again, like changing shirts. But it's not so easy for the rest of us to look human, alright? And anyways, I'm getting the money right now.
I'm not taking the coat.
But it's magic.
So?
And it'd be covering a check I already wrote.
Okay, well, that sounds like a your problem to me.
Yeah, it is. And so I came here to sell it off.
Why would you think I'd take an ugly, used mule skin coat?
'Cause it's magic mule skin, that's why.
Hey, wait a minute, that's Faith's coat.
It was face coat. Look, you left it in my place. What do you expect me to do?
Yes, I think the off-cited statute of Finders Keepers clearly states that it's his now, Bigby.
So what's it gonna be?
I don't know what to tell you. See if Cindy needs a coat. I don't know.
This is to pay for those bloody glamours, you know. You and your blinkered rules. If the witches didn't charge so fucking much, I wouldn't have to be in here dealing with this nonsense.
What are you complaining to him for?
You know, maybe Snow can help you out.
How could Snow help me out?
Give you an advance. A loan or something. She's kind of in charge of the business office now.
Well, the last guy who was in charge didn't help us much, so forgive me if I don't expect anything different now.
I don't know what you're getting so steamed about. Shouldn't be that big of a shock that I'm not gonna take an ass hair coat.
No, I guess it shouldn't be, since this whole bleeding operation's just a setup for one of his shady fucking loans.
Okay, Ogfrey?
I mean, what kind of a game are you running here?
Toad?
You turn down people's stuff so you can peddle his shit?
I know who you're talking about.
Ogfrey?
The Crooked Man, right? This is his place. Those are his loans.
Well, I'll leave you to your business.
Toad.
Fuck off. How the hell do you expect me to get a glamour then? It's not like I've got a lot of options, you know. It's just tough, is all.
Look, I'll give you some money, all right?
You've got to be kidding me.
Do you even know how much a glamour costs?
I've never had to buy one.
Keep your money, Sheriff. I've no patience for charity.
If you're gonna be out like this, can't you at least wear a bigger hat?
You know, it's getting old to tell the difference.
Between what?
Between the business office and fables like a Crooked Man, who you purportedly seek to protect us from. Either way, I'm getting screwed.
Drop by anytime.
Look, I'm sorry, all right? What else do you want from me?
He really grows on you. Extra cash. It's something stable. You know, between more entrepreneurial bouts. And before you ask, I've never seen the Crooked Man in here. Neither hide nor hair and all that. In fact, as far as I can tell, he's never even actually stepped foot in here.
But Bloody Mary works for him. And the last time I saw her, she had the Woodsman's axe.
So?
So the last time anybody else saw that axe, it was here.
We'd never take something like that. Is this really why you came down here? The Woodsman's axe? 'Cause I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, that's why I came down here. It'll lead me right to the Crooked Man if I can track it. He's been sending people to kill me, and I'd like to have a little chat about that. Was the axe here?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I think I'd notice a giant mystical axe. And that's saying something, since, you know, I can sometimes miss the obvious. I'm just joking. I never miss anything.
You wouldn't mind if I look around for a bit, then?
And what if I did mind? Got it. Listen, I gotta start closing up shop, so,
Close? It's the middle of the day.
what can I say? Jersey likes to run at odd hours. And really, he'd be the one to talk to, so, Can't you just swing by later? It really wouldn't be good for me if he sees your face when he walks in. So, I'd really rather you not physically be here if he comes back. You know?
I want to check stuff out here first. If this is a Crooked Man place, maybe something here will help me find him.
Can't you
Shut up, Jack. If the Jersey Devil isn't here to answer my questions, it also means he isn't here to get in my way. So I'm gonna take a look around, as long as I've got the elbow room.
All right. Don't let me get in your way.
I won't. What's the anvil for?
Blacksmith didn't need it.
Haven't seen him around for a while. The Headless Horseman. Isn't this Crane's?
Maybe? I don't know.
This is Prince Lawrence's dagger. Who sold this?
I don't know.
Check your records.
A dagger isn't exactly the axe, so,
Who would have done that? One of the Tweedles?
whoever did it must have needed the money bad, which shouldn't come as a total shock. You don't know how hard most of us have it, do you?
You, and Gren, and Toad, you're all better off than you think.
It was a rhetorical question, but sure, fine.
I thought you said you'd never take something like this.
What? I don't,
You're a lying piece of shit, Jack.
Oh, okay, come on, Bigby. That
The
wasn't...
axe was right here all along. Now tell me what happened to it.
I don't know anything about that. I don't, really. I mean, I don't work every day, so... and even when I do work, I just try to keep my head down.
Just tell me the truth. What happened to the axe?
It was Mary. She took it, okay? That's all I know.
That's all you know? You don't know she almost fucking killed me with it last night?
No. No. I had no goddamn idea. She sometimes comes in to pick up shit. Sometimes it's for her.
She say anything about the Crooked Man's plans? About Crane?
What? You think we're friends? I try not to even look that crazy chick in the eye.
Well, for your sake, you better think of something to tell me.
That's all I can tell you. I'm being straight here. I'm just part-time. I mean, it's Jersey who's the one who's into this stuff. He's one of the Crooked Man's boys, okay? And it'd be great if he was here to tell you all this, but he's not. So just...
Jersey, don't give me that shit. What the fuck is the point of having a system if you're just gonna...
That's my fucking system.
But you're the guy who makes sure
I'm
that...
the guy to keep shit in order, and that's it, Woody. Who closed the fucking gate? Jack? If you love your axe so fucking much, why'd you pawn it in the first fucking place, huh?
I didn't pawn it, asshole. It was stolen from my apartment. And Gren said that he saw it here. Now tell me where it is right fucking now.
I think while tempers are running high, we should keep demands to a minimum.
Hiya, fellas.
Christ. And this fucking guy... What's his axe even here?
Nope, it isn't.
Just like I said, it's not here. Happy? I got shit to do, so whatever you're here for, make it snappy.
He wanted to know where...
Actually, you know what? I don't care what he wanted.
If I were you, I'd watch my tone about now.
How's your arm? Bloody Mary leaves a bit of a stink, don't she? Jack, did you know that as of this very morning, Bigby's joined the Crooked Man's obedience school for wayward fucking creatures? He's already passed his first class. You see, the sheriff had who he stupidly thought was the murderer. Been chasing him for fucking days, right? But the Crooked Man snapped his bony fingers, and Bigby handed him over, just like that.
I'm, just gonna, let you two, you know.
The Crooked Man appreciated that.
I wouldn't exactly put it like that.
Are you kidding me? It was here. It was right fucking here. What did you do with it?
How the fuck do I know?
Listen, you bald little dipshit. You're gonna... You piece of shit.
Pull it, Woody.
We don't need the business office involved in this shit. I just want what's mine. My axe. Anyone, and I mean anyone who gets in the way of that, has something else coming to them.
Will you get out of here? Go home.
Not until this fucker gives me my axe. Where's my axe? Who'd you give it to? This is my fucking fight.
Not now.
Dog, you got a lot of nerve. Back off, asshole.
Protecting your friend. Too bad you couldn't protect those whores. Go on. Try to stop me.
Fucking stay down. There she is. Hey, assholes. I found her.
So, wanna try again?
You can't find a Crooked Man. No one can. There's no address, no place. He lives in the bends and forks of tree roots, behind the sun, in the shadows.
That's not good enough.
Oh, the door to his house. It bounces around. Never in one spot. You'll never find it. Even Crane had to use the magic mirror. That fucking guy. Oh, mirror, mirror. Oh,
Okay, that's Crane's way. How do you contact him?
oh, I don't. He uses couriers for everything. Ravens, oh, goblins, the fucking Tweedles. Whatever. I go in when I'm taken there. You don't know anything about anything, do you? What do you have? Nothing.
Have you?
That useless bitch Snow White in a broken fucking mirror.
No fucking friends.
Where did you hear it got broken?
Oh, that. Gossip flies fast. We're like a sewing circle. It doesn't matter what you fucking do. You're not gonna get him.
Bluebeard.
You wanna knock on his fucking door and see
Or
what
Crane.
happens?
No, Crane.
Fine. Crane had the mirror. Bloody Mary had Crane. So take your fucking wrecking crew.
Wait, it's a mirror. Bloody Mary.
The cut above. If I can find the mirror piece there, I can find the Crooked Man.
That's her spot. That's where all the magic happens. Now leave me, so I can find some aspirin. Oh.
He ain't going anywhere.
You better not be fucking with me, or I'll come back here and finish the job.
You got what you want. Now get the fuck out of here. Hey, Sheriff. Those girls are still dead. Oh, and there's nothing you can do to bring them back. And I don't know what they did, but I do know this. Oh, if they're dead, it's 'cause the Crooked Man wanted them dead. That's all it takes. So you can roar smash the place up. Shit. You can wail on me all you want, but what good is it gonna do you? 'Cause he ain't in your town. You're in his. And he sure as shit is ready for you.
Out of smoke? Thanks. Shitty brand.
You're welcome.
I'm not gonna lie. I was having trouble deciding which one of you to hit with this thing. Jersey was wrong, you know.
About what?
About those girls. There is something you can do about it. You can get the fucker who did it. Ain't that the plan?
Yeah, you're damn right it is.
All right, go do it then.
Hey, Woody,
Yeah.
you gonna be all right?
You know me.
I wonder what the cab driver's thinking. Why does he have an axe? Ooh, hiccups.
Not very appetizing. Frozen solid. Who'd want to eat this? Huh. Empty. Either he's got a whole lot of customers, or he doesn't have any.
Doesn't have any would explain the meat. And the empty store.
I don't don't see these cuts anywhere in here.
Bigby Wolf? What happened to you?
I'm looking for a piece of the magic mirror.
What?
The magic mirror's missing shard. Where is it? Bloody Mary brought it here, didn't she?
What? Bloody Mary? Magic mirror shard? What kind of place do you think this is?
Don't bullshit me.
I'm not. What you're looking for, I think you'd be better off looking at the Lucky Pond. Yeah, or someplace like that. You know where it is, right? It's around the corner and a few blocks down. I'll bet you get lucky there. I guess that's why they call it,
I've been there. Didn't find what I was looking for. Had some words with Jersey, too.
Words? Anyway, if I'd have known you already looked at the Lucky Pond, I wouldn't have pointed you there. I just figured anything worth a damn in Fabletown goes...
Poor butcher.
You know that. Believe me, I don't want to waste your time, Sheriff. And I certainly don't mean to offend. I don't know how else to help.
Yeah, well, Jersey wasn't very helpful. In fact, he was a total asshole.
Oh, sorry. I've only been in that place a couple of times. I guess I don't know him too well.
Listen, Crane had the mirror. Mary had Crane. And she comes around here, right? If you're covering for her, I'm gonna have a problem with you. So you better think real hard about what you say next.
Sheriff, Did you hear that?
What?
Oh, I'm real sorry. Hold on. I just gotta go check on that. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Butcher?
I just have to go see.
Shit.
I got it covered back here, Sheriff. I'll be right out. Just wait out front. I'll be right there. I've got a bit of a mess back here.
Relax, Johan. I just want to talk.
I'm sorry, Sheriff, but you're not supposed to be back here for safety purposes. Come on, damn it.
You're such an innocent guy, you're acting pretty damn strange, Johan.
I don't know what to tell you. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. They're gonna kill me. Oh, God, she is gonna fucking kill me. He's gonna get me killed. Things I do. Huh?
How you doing?
Please, Bigby. Please don't.
Bigby? What happened to Sheriff?
Please don't kill me, Sheriff. I don't want to die. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
Listen, just calm the fuck down, okay? I just want some answers.
Okay. I'm dead. Either way. They said to me, Johan, you can keep your life and lose your shop, or lose both. What would you do? It was a simple choice to make in the moment. Easy, even when they got you on a hook in the deep freeze. But it's a hard one to live with.
Just open the door, Johan. It won't be your problem anymore.
I can't.
Why not? What's back there?
I don't know. Honest. I've never been back there. It's locked from the other side. Look, I just worked the front. That's all I'm supposed to do. I haven't been back there in years. I don't know any more than that.
Well, who locked the fucking door?
I'm not part of their crew. I don't know who or what goes on back there.
Crew?
The Crooked Man's people. Jersey Devil, D and Dumb, and that mental case Bloody Mary. You want to talk about the real butcher? It's her, not me. This is her place. I'm telling you, they muscled in on me. Took over my storage and delivery a long time ago. All cause of that heat wave. That summer was even hotter than this one. Oh, I'd let Mary and those porkers stay cool in the meat locker one day, playing cards, having a great time. I guess they were sizing the place up. Shows what I get for being nice. I'm just a victim in this. I don't know what they do back there. I swear. And I don't want to know. I'm not allowed to know.
It's all right. I believe you. Calm down.
I knew this would happen. Didn't know when. But there... Shh.
What is this place?
I told you, Bigby. I don't know. They muscled me out. I swear, I don't know anything more. I haven't been back here when it was like this.
Warning lights.
It's business. It's all I've ever had. I guess that's why I stuck around when they took it.
These lights, Johann. Did you warn them I was here?
I had to. You come in here making trouble for me, but you only give a shit now because the Crooked Man stepped on your toes or something. Where were you when they took this place from me? It hasn't been easy for me. You think I want to live with this at my back? I needed help. I needed your help.
Well, I'm here now. Let's sort this all out. So this is what Beast was delivering. Glamours, other kinds of magic. Could be dangerous stuff. Chains. Who's getting chained up here?
You can't think I'm the only one the Crooked Man has under his yoke.
Is this what those loans get you? That crooked piece of shit. Ribbons, chains, it's all the fucking same. These are raw materials for making magic. Auntie Greenleaf and any other rogue witches out there probably get their supplies here.
Maybe just don't touch anything back here, please?
Bad they had time to erase it all. This could have been useful. What are they making here?
I'm just a butcher. You want to talk T-bones? That I can do. This stuff is out of my league.
There are a lot of nasty spells you can make with the right equipment. That symbol. It's on all the packages. What is it?
That's the Crooked Man's, brand. It's on everything that goes in and out of here.
So you do know something, huh? Is that a wheel or what?
I guess they never used that thing on wolves, huh?
What's that supposed to mean?
It's from back in the homelands. A torture device. It came over here with the rest of our stories. Not that Mundies need any help coming up with that kind of thing. It makes people crooked. By breaking their bones and... Do I really need to explain this?
What the hell is that? I know this isn't your coat. What's it doing here?
It's a coat. What's the big deal about some dirty...
Looks like Crane's. It's seen some abuse. I'm sure he handled it just fine.
I guess I'm locked into this now.
No time for traveler's checks, huh? You won't be needing this anymore. That sick piece of...
So you pocket it?
The shard. It's the shard. Finally.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, hold on. Go back to the blackboard.
What you're looking for, Bigby. But what about me? Huh? What the hell am I supposed to do now? I'm gonna have to spend the rest of my short life looking over my shoulder for Bloody Mary. They won't care that I held up my end. There's no way to get out of this.
Report to the business office. Tell Snow I sent you there, and we'll figure something out. Some kind of protection.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff.
I don't care who killed the prostitutes. If Crane was helping himself to the community coffers, it means his hand was in my pocket. And you just let him go!
I don't know what you heard, but it didn't happen like that.
Are you denying the facts?
She's denying me the chance to get a word in. Now, Miss White,
Sheriff Bigby has returned.
Ah, there's the old wrecking bowl himself.
Bigby, where have you been?
I'm not finished here, Miss White.
You will have to wait. Just one moment, please.
Look what I found.
Seems your dog wants a biscuit.
Buffkin, get this piece in the mirror right away.
With pleasure, Miss White.
Finally, things are swinging back in the right direction. Good work, Bigby. You've been gone all day. What did you uncover? I thought you were going to report back to me. I mean, it's fine. So what else did you find out?
Once the mirror's fixed, we can use it to find that crooked bastard. Or at least wherever he hangs his hat. That's how Crane kept tabs on him. And everybody else. I'd say he was abusing the privilege. He was probably spying on all of us.
He was probably spying on me.
Anyway...
No, it's fine. You did excellent work, Bigby.
Sheriff, I could use your assistance. Would you join me at the mirror?
Don't go far, Sheriff. I'd like to have a few words of my own with you.
Unbelievable.
Oh yeah? Take a number.
I don't understand. this piece just doesn't want to join the rest. Do you have any idea why?
Got me.
Well, where did you find it? What has it gone through since being separated from the rest? Shattering is a very traumatic experience, you know. So this process can be a little touchy. It helps that I have a good working relationship with the mirror. And I don't mind speaking in rhyme.
Crane was carrying it for part of the night, at least. I found it in his coat. It's pretty amazing it's still intact after the fight, the kidnapping, and then riding around with Bloody Mary for however...
Yes, Miss White was asking about her. That explains it. You know who and the mirror have a very unhappy history with each other. How would you like it if she tried to use you as a doorway?
I think I already know the feeling.
Well, I think I know how to proceed now. It will just take a little extra coaxing, that's all. Thank you for your help. It could be a while, Sheriff. I'll find you when it's ready. Besides which, he might not want to come out with you watching.
Oh, he doesn't like being spied on.
Is it fixed? Did you ask about the Crooked Man?
Buffkin's still working on it. He said it might be a while.
If you're so self-reliant, what do you want from the business office so bad?
What I want is my business.
I can't take those two right now. We're trying to catch a murderer, and they're over there bickering about bureaucracy. We're at war. Don't they realize that?
Do you need some help over there?
Yeah, thanks. Go talk to Toad. But just so you know, we can't pay him. He really needs to go to the farm, you know. So just break the news and be done with it, okay?
Maybe Crane can pay him.
Toad, come here.
I see how it is. That's done to an underling, eh? Well, you did cause good damage, Queen. So maybe it's for the best. Need a little bit of dosh, don't we? Try talking to her about it. It's like chatting up a brick wall, it is. Now, I'm sure you've got your own agendas, but I've taken a real worry. You can't deny it.
Now, I'm trying to give the money back to the London farm. You wouldn't take it.
It's just being polite. Ever heard of it? I wouldn't have come in the cab right home, let alone a Glamour. Please, I'm not looking for any more than a couple of big ticket damages, not a cent more. I'm not looking for a handout, just what's right.
Yeah, Crane won't be getting any use out of this. I do.
Strange. I suppose that means it belongs to me as much as anybody. Like,
Use it to get going. Got the money now, so I won't be so lenient if I catch you. The farm is always on the table.
but of course.
Bluebeard, you want to talk? Now's your chance.
I've just made my donation funding this office, so direct your questions to Miss White.
Well, at least he's not trying to get rid of me.
He's not?
For now. Did you take care of Toad? I mean, I saw the way he left. I know it may not seem that important right now, but glamours are the law for a very good reason. You know that as well as anyone.
Don't worry. I did the right thing.
Are you sure? Because he left looking pretty happy. Deal with it later. I know I should be asking how.
I love that.
But I just keep wondering why it happened. To Faith and Lily. You've seen his world. Do you have any idea why he'd want them dead? I don't know if the Crooked Man killed them with his own hand or if it was one of his goons. But someone did. What would make a person do that?
If there's one thing I figured out, it's that the Crooked Man is all about control. It's what he does with the loans at the pawn shop, the magic he peddles, chains, ribbons. Maybe Faith and Lily weren't doing what they were told. Or maybe they're just trying to leave.
Sheriff, Miss White, I believe the mirror is repaired.
I have to say I have been better. But thanks for putting me back together.
I'm sorry, I have to know. Mirror, mirror, we're glad you weren't slain. Now please show us that sick creep Crane.
Yeah, I want to see where he's ended up, too.
You will get on that plane to Paris, and you will wait for the day the Crooked Man needs you. Until then, not a peep. Otherwise, I get to deal with you my way. So please, please disobey. Wait a minute. Someone's watching.
What just happened?
We pointed you in the wrong direction and looked at Bloody Mary's reflection.
Oh, her. That explains the sting. I'd rather not have to feel the pain she brings. So, let's not do that again, okay?
Looks like we'll have to track him down later.
You're right. We need to focus on the immediate threat, and that's the Crooked Man. Bigby, we don't have a lot of time.
Are you having trouble with the rhyme, Sheriff?
Just show me where I can find the Crooked Man.
I haven't been feeling well of late. Seems neither of us can cooperate.
Damn.
Perhaps I can be of assistance? Mirror, mirror, keep us sane. Show the door to Crooked Man's domain.
I can always count on you, Buffkin.
I don't recognize the door, but that's the Crooked Man symbol on it.
Hold on.
The door. It moves.
Yeah, Jersey mentioned that.
Wait a minute. I know that door.
That's Central Park. I don't know when it's gonna move again, but I'm gonna get there before it does.
Bigby, wait. When you get the Crooked Man, make sure you bring him back alive. He has to stand trial. We can't just dispense street justice. I know that emotions can run high, and you have your reasons to handle this a certain way, but we have to make a commitment to working within the law.
I'll catch him and bring him back here, alive. Then we can clean him and cook him together.
Good. I have enough to worry about here while I prepare the case against him, so I'm going to trust you to handle this properly. That is, if you think you're ready.
Of course I'm ready. I got no other choice.
Nice stuttering.
Tim, what the hell are you doing here?
Good evening, Sheriff. I'm here to take you to the boss. Thanks, by the way, for leaving off Tiny Tim. I have to admit, when they asked me to watch the door, I wasn't sure what to expect when you came through that portal. I know you weren't here on a social call, so thanks for not giving me a hard time.
You know, I kinda thought the Crooked Man would have bigger guards. Trolls, ogres. I'm almost insulted he doesn't.
Maybe he just wants to talk. I'm supposed to bring you right on in, so if you'll come this way. Look, this is the one thing I have to do. Please don't make this hard on me.
Fine, lead on.
Thanks for understanding. This is all I'm here to do, and I don't want to mess it up. I know I'm probably the last person you'd expect to be a guard, or an escort for that matter. I was a little surprised myself when they asked me to do it. I thought it was a joke, actually.
I get it. You have a job to do. But you gotta ask yourself if you want to be involved with this guy.
Whatever you may think of him, he doesn't treat me like some broken little kid. I think he gets what it's like. He gave me a job, and I'm lucky to have it. This is the only option I've got. Just keep that in mind, maybe? Because if you and the boss go up against each other, the rest of Fabletown is going to get caught in the middle. And if you're here, it can't be good. So I hope you two can come to an understanding.
I can find the door myself. You should just get the hell out of here. Things are gonna get ugly in a minute.
Leave? I told you, I have to do this.
Hey, you've been warned. Stick around, and you're a part of this, just like anyone else.
A lot of us depend on him. Some of us never get to the front of the line at the business office. But he's there. We need you, but we need him too. What we don't need is a war. Hey, Sheriff, hold up. I gotta go in with you. Can't you just wait up, Sheriff? Thanks.
Some kind of a fucking joke to you.
I have to pause for a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Had to check on something.
What did I tell you, Ed? Stop laughing at me. Oh, yeah? Mate, I ain't
Go ahead.
scared of
You got a job to do.
The wolf I got a...
Sheriff Wolf, sir.
Thank you, Tim. I know the sheriff isn't the accommodating sort, but you handled it. You did well. You can go now.
Thank you, sir.
You see, everyone in Fabletown has a role to fill. You just have to pay attention to what they need to help them find it. Why don't you have a seat, Sheriff? We have a great deal to discuss.
All right, you got me here. Let's talk.
Bit anticlimactic after that long wait, but couldn't be helped.
I've heard stories about you. In the old days, how you picked off those men one by one. Oh, how they screamed. The wolf is coming. And they would wait, hiding anywhere they could squeeze their pathetic, shivering corpses. Some would just drop to their knees where they stood, close their eyes, and wait for death. And you'd give it to them. I wish I could have seen it. Oh well.
You and Amy did not send Colin to the farm. 63.8% did not try to remove the ribbon. Even 36.8% of players went to Lucky Pond first. You and 73.3 players decided Toad should not go to the farm. And you responded to Crooked Man. You and 41.8% of players agreed to talk with him first. Smaller amount of choice collection there. I guess when you do so many branching paths, you have to bring some together, and some of the major choices get fewer and fewer as the game goes on. Right now it's loading a menu. And there you go. That's why it took so long to load the main menu. It's because they have to have cool walking and visual effects. Oh. No. Yeah, let's not rewind that. That was an accident. I thought I was starting episode 5 for some reason. There's that weird, the one thing that has any animation at all in the hands.
I mean, your eyes and the teeth. You're not really supposed to do that, are you?
Not if I can avoid it.
Holly's sister, Lily.
Do you even give a shit about us? The strays?
That's why you can't tell me anything. It's the ribbon, isn't it?
We're destroying the tree. No!
We're not burning the tree, Snow.
Hey, you're not really gonna send me to the farm, are you?
Look, maybe a few will get sent up, but you're my friend, Colin. I wouldn't do that to you.
Oh God, Bigby!
This time was no joke. Eat as many metal shellings as you see fit, but take just one more silver round near your heart, and the only place I'll be visiting you is the morgue.
Bigby, wait. When you get the Crooked Man, make sure you bring him back alive. He has to stand trial.
Why don't you have a seat, Sheriff? We have a great deal to discuss.
Nice little skip. Showing the power of the 360 there. Right there, yeah.
You've come a long way. You must be tired. And if my envoys are correct, you haven't had a lot of rest recently. Please, Sheriff, relax for a moment, will you? Do you want a drink? Something to eat? Vivian makes a very nice, it's elegant. Really a carpaccio. It's lobster. Sirloin. Well, gramercy me. Take a seat at the very least.
Don't misunderstand the situation here. We are not friends, and you're in no position to offer me anything.
On the contrary, Sheriff. And I don't wish to contradict you here, but your initiative and mine have been friendly for a long while now. Ever since I came aboard these shores. You know, Fabletown's been very accommodating of my humble ventures. Never said a bad word. And that relationship's worked till these ends.
That was Crane who let you do whatever you wanted. I'm not Crane.
No, you're not. What do you think you're doing?
He's gonna...
Mr. Wolf is our guest, and I have every intention of cooperating. So don't waste the silver. Sit down, Jersey. Well, Sheriff, for the sake of transparency, why don't you tell us why you're here? It would help settle everyone's nerves, I think.
You're destroying this town. You've been doing it for ages.
Destroying this town? What on earth do you mean?
What the hell do you think I mean? Slavery? Kidnapping? Extortion? Murder? What would you call the wholesale corruption of Fabletown?
I would call it the baseless accusation of a desperate sheriff. How are you certain this isn't some conspiracy against me? I'm a well-connected man, well-moneyed. People do like to take their shots at me.
Who would try to pull that on you?
Oh, I don't know. Fables with a grudge. People who want a stake in my shops and services. But I can understand the confusion, and I'm truly sorry about the trouble all this has caused you. And I hope you believe me when I say, Sheriff, that I sincerely mean to make it up to you. The recent murders that have gotten such attention as of late, I don't relish telling you that they were perpetrated by an employee of mine. It's a very unfortunate bit of business, but I promise you that the matter will be dealt with internally.
No.
I just want to settle the issue for you, and to assure you that it's over with. You really don't need to worry yourself further.
I already know who did it.
Forgive me, Sheriff, for doubting your acumen, but who do you think committed these crimes? It's been a long couple of days for you. Perhaps you've become somewhat unscrewed.
Don't give me this employee bullshit. I know it was you.
What must I say to convince you that I'm innocent, dear? It wasn't me. I have complete respect for you and your job, I really do, but I'm sorry. I simply can't divulge the transgressor. You really shouldn't worry yourself. As I said, I've got this under control.
No, I'm gonna deal with it right now.
Yeah, right. What do you think this is? Some kind of negotiation? The man said he'd take care of it. So why don't you take the hint and get out?
Tweedledee, please.
I'm the law here, not you. Now tell me who did it.
You think I'm scared of you? You're nothing more than a...
That's enough! I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but in the interest of preserving our alliance, if you have to know, it was Georgie. However, like I said, I'll be handling the matter if you don't mind.
Georgie.
You got what you wanted, so just...
Sit down. Now.
Yeah, I killed him, so what? You should have just kept your nose where it fucking belonged.
Why'd you do it? Why kill them?
Does it matter?
Look, the fact is, George here misinterpreted one of my instructions.
Misinterpreted?
And I want to make things right. So, let's work something out.
What's there to work out? I'm protected, aren't I?
Your protection has limits, and I think you've far exceeded yours. But you could murder someone in cold blood like that.
You fucking asked me to do this!
And then
you told me
attempt to
kill
blame
him.
me for it. You will be silent while we discuss what to do with you.
This is right bollocks, sis. You're just gonna let him do this?
So what do you say, Sheriff? Can we discuss terms? You can have Georgie. Consider it a gift, ensuring our continued cooperation.
What the hell?
Take this fucker. Take all of them. I didn't fucking
Don't
start
make
this.
any trouble, Georgie.
Are you seriously throwing me under the fucking carriage?
I think I'll be taking both of you.
You're not taking me, you fucking ponce. What the fuck is this shit? You said you'd cover for us.
For minor infractions, not murder.
Just go with him, Georgie. You're gonna sink us all.
What's wrong with you people? You're really gonna sell him out just like
You
that?
think I give a fuck if I'm the one? Who the shit do you think you fuckers
Just
are?
surrender.
Get the fuck out of
I
here!
do apologize, Sheriff, but I think it's best to leave it.
There's no way I'm going with him. Are you kidding me?
Things are about to get unpleasant, and I would rather you weren't here to watch.
You can go join that whore at the bottom of the lake for all I give a shit. But he's not taking me anywhere. I'll roll over on the lot of you before I let that shit happen.
What are you saying?
Yeah, what the fuck? You're gonna make sure we all go down this shitter with you?
I told you.
I already told you. I'm taking both of you in, so let's go.
This could have gone so well. To speak the truth, I've never been a very good mediator. Why negotiate when you can just decide?
Did I miss anything good? Well, look at you, all fixed up.
Take this!
You're done, Wolf.
Come on, we're pretty much done here.
I'd like to say it was nice knowing you, but I'll be glad to see your insides turned out.
Oh, God. Oh. This way.
Guess that one was the only option.
What was that?
Jumped onto the wrong one.
Take him off!
I can't.
Gun it!
Are you sure?
Do it!
He's not moving.
Keep going!
Come on.
Fuck it!
Holy shit.
Examining everything.
Come on. We can't stay here.
Hang on. I need a minute.
Okay.
Shit. Hello, Bigby. I hoped you'd come to your senses. Crooked Man's the one you want. But of course, you're too much of an idiot to see that. Or maybe you just like me too much to let me go.
I'm taking you in, Georgie. Let's go.
You gonna carry me?
Please, Sheriff. Haven't you done enough? Look at him. He's dying.
Vivian, you don't know what you're doing.
I'm trying to help you here.
Get out of the way. Now.
No. It isn't his fault.
He's a murderer. Faith and Lily, he's the reason they're dead.
Look, I know he made a few mistakes. We all have.
What? He made sure they couldn't talk with those damn ribbons, and then he killed them. You're wearing one yourself. Doesn't that bother you even a little, knowing that man murdered...
Of course it does. Those
girls.
So it's all my fucking fault then? You fucking... You're gonna throw me to the fucking wolf too? You know I didn't have a goddamn choice. What the fuck? I did what I had to! You can't fucking blame me for that.
Look,
sometimes you just have to do what you're told. Then it comes back to bite you in the ass because some good-for-nothing crooked bastard decides you're not worth shit anymore.
You didn't have to do anything.
Like hell I didn't. Look, Faith and the others tried to pull a run on us. And as you can imagine, the crooked man wasn't too thrilled. But of course, the big boss didn't want to get his fucking...
I did try to jump on the limo.
So he told me to take care of it. You think I don't know what that means? Either I do what he says or I'm the one getting dealt with. So I fucking killed him. And I'd do it again. 'Cause it's not my fault. The crooked man gave the order. He told me to kill them. And then he fucking sold me out. The both of you can go rot in hell.
Georgie.
You think I'm the one to fucking blame?
You're still the one who pulled the trigger. Nobody held your hand and made you go through with it.
Fine. Believe what you want. I can tell you've made up your mind. Doesn't matter if it's fucking true or not. Go ahead and arrest me then. But it won't bring back Lily or Faith. It won't free your friend Nerissa. And I'm just the sap taking the fall for the whole thing. It must be so easy being you. Just come in here and blame me for all this shit. Job's done, right? George is the bad guy. It's all his fucking fault. But what was I supposed to do? You don't know what it's like, Bigby. How could you know? At the end of the day, you're just like him. Coming here, talking about options. Like it was that simple.
You could have done anything else. You could have let them go. You could have freed Faith and Lily from those fucking ribbons instead of murdering them.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If I freed them... What would you have me do? Kill her?
Georgie, don't.
It was them or Vivian. So you tell me, if freeing Lily meant she had to die. Do you still think I had a fucking choice?
What are you doing?
I told you, you don't know the fuck about anything.
Wait, how is she involved in all this?
This is the original. The girl with the ribbon. I'm sure you've heard the stories. Couldn't take it off, couldn't talk about it. She used her little purple ribbon to make more of them. To keep our girls quiet. To ensure absolute discretion.
You promised you wouldn't.
All that magic is connected to this little thing. You remove hers, and the spell's broken. They're all free. But you know what happens to her? The same thing that happened to Faith. So don't you come in here and tell me I fucked up.
What the hell, Georgie? We were supposed to look out for each other. I trusted you.
You can't fucking blame me. You're not innocent here either.
I know that. But did it have to be like this?
Wait, those were your ribbons? You're in on this? I thought you cared about them.
I do. Of course I do. You have to understand, nobody was supposed to die. It was just a stupid idea. Discretion is our guarantee. That's how it started. This was supposed to be our place. We were going to be in charge for once, and nobody would try to control us, use us. That was the point. The man showed up. Just...
So, do you get it now? Why I couldn't just... If you still think it's so fucking simple, then you do it. Go right ahead. Kill her then.
What are you doing?
Break the spell. Save the fucking day.
Stop it.
I told you. Sometimes all your options are shit. What the fuck are you supposed to do then?
We'll find another way. She doesn't have to die. Maybe the witches
Don't talk
can...
about me like I'm not even here. Please. You think this is hard for you? My life is such a fucking burden on your conscience. Don't I get a say? It's my life. Like it was either of yours to give up in the first place.
I wasn't really...
Just shut up.
Vivian, I'm not gonna kill you.
I know that.
Wait.
I'm sick of everyone thinking that they can just do what they want with my life. I thought it would be different here. But it's all the fucking same.
Vivian, I didn't mean...
Do you think I wanted to be this person? What I did to Faith and Lily? To all of them.
Vivian, wait.
Every day I have to look Gwen and Hans in the eye and pretend I don't care. I have to forget what I've done to them, what I took away from them. I look at Nerissa and I hate myself.
Vivian!
I can't pretend anymore.
What are you doing? Vivian! Don't stop! Vivian! No!
Oh, shit.
Fuck! No, 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 no! Why'd you have to do that, Vivian? Vivian!
Damn it!
Vivian, I didn't fucking mean it. I was just... Oh! Oh, fuck!
Get up. Get up!
Don't think so, Bigby. I'm gonna die here. I think we both know that. Just make sure you give the Crooked Man the same treatment when you find him. Really fuck him up for me, alright? For both of us. You know the bastard deserves it.
He's gonna have it worse. Don't worry.
Good. Old foundry by the river, alright? Shepherd Metalworks. He'll be there. Fucking asshole. You wanna finish me off now? Or do you plan to kick me around a little first? Rip my limbs off one by one? That's what you wanna do, right? Well, whatever it is, just get it over with.
That's not who I am.
Prove it then. No more games, alright? We both know how this ends. Just make it quick.
All right, Georgie. Still warm. He's here, all right. Of course. So this is where they've been sending these.
Bigby Wolf. The big bad wolf. You used to be something.
Wait, how'd she take this picture?
They used to fear you. They'd hide anywhere their small, shivering bodies would fit.
Go.
Silver.
The big bad wolf. It's about time you showed up.
I had to take care of some things first.
Little errand boy. That's nice.
Ah, Bigby. I see you've made it here in one piece. I do apologize, but I have some business to attend to. I leave you in the capable hands of my associate. Come find me when you've finished, dear.
Don't worry. This won't take long.
Get out of my way now. Don't make this worse.
Aw, he doesn't want to play.
I'm sure you'll persuade him.
Cut this shit out!
Didn't your mother ever teach you manners? Or was she too busy fucking whatever breeze drifted through town? Oh, come on! Is that the best you can do?
Took me a moment to realize I was in control here. Oh, that was quick. the time alarm. And I missed it because I was turning the alarm off. Reflections and reflection. Reflections. Okay.
Hello, Bigby. You look tired.
Give me one good reason not to rip you apart right now.
This gun holds 6 rounds of special... I won't miss next time. Before you do anything with me, I thought I should point out a few things. Snow White wants you to bring me back to the woodlands, doesn't she? And that's what I want.
What?
You plan...
That's right. But what happened?
Why was it in Spanish?
It's a different story.
I'm not...
Why was it in Spanish?
You will bring me back alive.
What the hell?
Look, all I ask for is the chance to speak for myself in front of the community.
Did you see that?
I'm sure Mr. White would agree that I
What the fuck?
should have a fair trial. Can we at least agree on that? I will have a trial.
You need to tell me right now. We're not going anywhere until I get some answers.
I want some answers. Fuck you talking about, Bigby? Wait, that's not subtitles, that's choices. What the hell? Like, why is it Spanish? This is English. This is English. I think I remember seeing this problem before.
Until I get some answers from you.
If you want answers, you're going to have to cooperate with me. Look, there's no reason for us to be at each other's throats here.
Come out and face me?
Pointing a gun at my head.
This is just a precaution.
Hold on. Let's turn subtitles off here. Not selective, subtitles. I think subtitles might be interfering somehow?
Precaution. I'm sure you understand. I'm no murderer, Mr. Wolf. I didn't kill those women. I think you know that. All I'm asking for is a chance to explain my side of the story.
Bullshit. I already talked to Georgie. I know you ordered their deaths.
Mr. Georgie is mistaken. Assure me. I'm a businessman, not a killer.
There's still a lot you have to answer.
Okay, you know what?
Let me ask you an honest question. What do you really care about here? Where this case is concerned, I mean. Do you really want the truth? Or do you just want to look like the hero?
This is about justice. I'm the sheriff. I have to do what's right. 2 people were murdered.
And you know who did it. Georgie. He's dead, isn't he? My point being, the killer has been dealt with. You've won.
You really think I'm that stupid?
I understand you have an obligation to bring me in, but you can brighten up a little. It's over. So, shall we get going? I'd rather not dawdle. You know, I'm actually looking forward to seeing Miss White again. My previous interact...
All right, let's go. Hand over the gun.
I think I'd rather hold on to it, if you don't mind. What do you say? Hey! I'm sure Miss White will be pleased. Such a reliable pup. I understand why she'd want to keep you around.
You're under arrest. Give a trial in front of your peers. And your punishment will follow.
Okay, if it is still Spanish after this, I'm going to save and reload into it. I don't know why it's Spanish. I think I remember this exact same thing happening in my previous playthroughs of The Wolf Among Us. Why is it Spanish?
I know, but we have to do something.
Are you fucking kidding me?
When is this thing happening?
Are we sure he's coming?
Yes, you'll have an opportunity to... He's back.
The Crooked Man.
Thank God.
Motherfucker.
Are you okay? It's been hours. We were worried you'd run into some trouble. At the Crooked Man's place. And after what happened with Mary...
Well, he didn't make it easy.
What happened?
It doesn't matter. He's here. We got him.
We can talk about it later. You did well, Sheriff. I'm surprised. Not that you did well, but that, you know... I'm just glad you made it back in one piece.
It's about time you showed up. Now throw this asshole down the fucking well.
Yes, what are you waiting for?
You killed Lily!
She was my sister.
What do you have to say for
Where
yourself?
the fuck do you get off?
Poor
You
girls.
think you have the right
And
to
what
just
about
do this
Faith?
to people?
What they have
You're a
done to
fucking
deserve
crook!
This? You should be ashamed.
Shithole.
Everyone? Can I have your attention? Thank you all for coming here on such short notice. I know normally we'd schedule a formal hearing, but considering the circumstances, I thought it best if we do this as soon as possible. The Crooked Man is charged with the murder of
As I
Faith and...
already informed your sheriff, it was Mr. Georgie Porgy who killed those women, not me.
What? It was Georgie?
Georgie?
I don't mean to interrupt you, Miss White.
Georgie may have killed them, but you made the call.
Do I have to explain the situation to you again?
Wait a minute. So you're saying Georgie's the motherfucker who killed my sister? Well, where is he?
Yeah, you're gonna bring that shithead in too, aren't you?
Yes, Sheriff. Where is that rotten scoundrel now?
Is he still out there?
I sincerely hope not.
Well, where is he?
Sheriff?
I killed him. He's dead.
He's... what?
Dead. So you see, the culprit has been punished. There's no
That
need
doesn't
for
change
this.
anything. We'll deal with it later, but right now, you're the one I'm concerned with.
You called the shots. Georgie made that perfectly clear.
In which case, you still have a lot to answer for. And
I was told I would be allowed to speak.
We have to read the rest of the charges.
What other charges?
If you'd wait a moment.
Let her finish. Then you can have your say.
Got it?
If you insist.
You are charged with the murder of Faith and Lily, which Georgie carried out on your order, inciting violence against various members of the Fabletown community, including the attempted murder of Sheriff Bigby Wolf.
Twice.
A misunderstanding.
Aiding and providing monetary support for the forced prostitution at the Pudding and Pie. Additionally, you are charged with multiple counts of fraud, extortion, racketeering, and the illegal possession and sale of magical artifacts.
And resisting arrest.
Oh, yes. Now, is there anything you would like to say?
First of all, I had nothing to do with Faith and Lily, so you can strike that one from
That's not the way it works.
Bullshit! Like hell you didn't.
Stop the charade. We know you're involved.
Come on, it's obvious.
And there's all the other crap he's done.
I know you're responsible. You've been behind all of this from the beginning, so cut the shit.
We all know who you are. We know what you've done.
Just give it up already.
The Crooked Man has committed crimes against this government, and most importantly, its citizens. These charges, if proven, are enough to justify death, upon which your body will be committed to the witching
Where it
ground.
fucking belongs.
That's
So
right.
let's get on
but
with
we
it
promised
then.
you a chance to defend yourself, and I won't rob you of that right.
What the
You
fuck?
really going
This
to
is
let him
about
talk?
justice. If we're ever going to pull ourselves together and make something of this town, we have to start doing things correctly. No more snap judgments, no more secrets. We are going to treat everyone fairly, even when they don't deserve it.
This is ridiculous.
You have the floor.
Thank you, Miss White. You've all met Georgie. I don't have to tell you what kind of person he was. He was a total scoundrel, lacking in any sort of moral fiber. I hired him as a favor to his family, you see. A promise kept to a dying mother.
Oh,
Are you gonna
jeez.
get to your point or what?
Georgie was working for me, yes. But he was not acting on my behalf when he killed those women. It was his business. And for whatever reason, I'm sure only he could understand, he murdered 2 of his most faithful employees. I had nothing to do with it.
Tell
This
the
is such
fucking
bullshit.
truth for
He's
once.
always been a bit of a powder keg. It was only a matter of time before something like this happened.
If you were so offended by it, why'd you cover it up then? If it had nothing to do with you and your shit, then why'd you try to protect him for so long?
What cover up? I never made any attempt to hide Georgie's criminal activity from you. I learned of it myself
For
only
fuck's
recently.
sake. Any of you actually believe this bullshit?
Holly, please.
Tell them, Bigby. When you finally showed up at my door last night, wasn't I more than helpful? I answered your questions. I was willing to cooperate.
What's he talking about?
You weren't being helpful. You were trying to set me up. Your people tried to kill me.
They get a bit carried away sometimes, it's true. Loyal to the end. They do it because they want to protect me, as I protected them. You understand wanting to protect what you care about, don't you? You'd do anything. You might even give up an innocent man, just to save someone.
What's he talking about?
I really hope you're going somewhere with this.
I see, you want to cut right to the point.
Chose the wrong thing.
Let me explain this to you. My employees are just that, hired help. I see some of them are here among you. They are not my slaves. They are all free to make their own decisions, as Georgie was.
What about Lily? She wasn't free. She wasn't given a choice. Do you really think she wanted... that any of those girls wanted their lives like that?
I'm sorry, Holly. I'm sorry that your sister asked me for help, and I'm sorry that I decided against my better judgment to give her a distasteful job.
Right, and you kept them in debt so they couldn't leave.
Yeah, that's what you did to us. How you kept us all
You
in
forget
line.
it was not me who put you in that position. You all act like I'm some kind of tyrant. When your government abandoned you, left you poor and helpless, sniveling on street corners, I was there to look out for you.
Yes, but
Wasn't I?
Crane was the one who let this town go to the fucking dogs. The guy who was in your pocket, remember?
Really? What about Auntie Greenleaf? Her story is not uncommon. She left everything she had back in the homelands. Everything that matters, anyway. With nowhere else to turn, she came to me for help. And what did I do for you?
You got my tree back.
I got her tree back, and in turn we used her magic to help poor Fables get glamours. Because I helped her, she was able to make a living, provide for herself. And what did they do?
She wanted my tree destroyed, but Bigby refused.
What?
you were gonna burn her tree? Snow, why would you want that?
Is that true? I know. Snow made a mistake.
I had very good reasons for asking you to do that. She was working with Crane and the Crooked Man.
It wasn't her fault.
You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. You hated Crane, and you hated him for wanting to fuck you, and you being too soft to notice what he'd do to get it. It had nothing to do with a crooked man.
We've made some mistakes. I've made some mistakes. But believe me, I truly want what's best for this town. And that may not always be clear right away, but I want you all to know that I care deeply about all of you. And so does the sheriff.
Yeah, right.
I can't promise you perfection. No one can. But I can promise to always have your best interests at heart.
Maybe you haven't noticed, but we've been doing all this to protect you. We're trying to stop people like him.
The Crooked Man's been exploiting you. Exploiting your hope for a better life. You would go to him for help, and he would take that weakness and add it to his strength. And if things didn't fall exactly his way, someone would die.
Do you really think the Crooked Man cared about you? He just cared about your money. He cares about your obedience.
You're all still afraid of him, even now. But you needn't be. His contamination of this town is over, and those girls will have their justice.
Very good, very good. The sentiment is surely appreciated, Miss White. But it doesn't disguise the fact that these accusations are completely unfounded. The sheriff simply doesn't have a particle of evidence linking me to the...
Georgie was working for you. Bigby got a confession.
A confession that nobody heard. Now, I'm no barrister, but I think such a statement would carry more weight if Bigby weren't the only one to whom Georgie spoke. Especially given Bigby's history.
What are you talking about?
Snow?
And what about your history? All you've done to this fucking town?
What do you mean there's no evidence?
Maybe he's... I mean, this doesn't feel right, how we're doing this.
Of course it's right. This man tormented all of you, for profit. Georgie
Let me
killed
just
him.
make sure I understand you. You're trying to say that I'm responsible for what Georgie did, because he was working for me at the time, yes?
Yes.
Of course. Where are you going with this?
If I'm to blame for Georgie's mistakes, shouldn't Miss White be held accountable for Bigby's actions as well?
Like what?
How about the way he treated poor Tweedledee when he was in your custody? He was beaten to mashed apples while under your watch.
Under my watch.
Maybe he's right.
Did you think we'd all just let that go?
You can't be serious.
That was Bluebeard, not me.
He was a murder suspect.
Besides, Crane was still deputy mayor when that happened. Right before you decided to kidnap him.
It was for his own protection. Oh, you're right, dear. Crane was in charge. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference.
That's enough.
So, you won't answer for your employees' behavior, but I must perish for mine.
This is completely different.
I did not order those two girls dead. It simply never happened. Georgie killed Faith and Lily. End of story. They want to scapegoat me for their own tangled ends, but they refuse to answer for their own crimes.
This isn't right.
Oh, please.
This isn't the point.
We'll deal with them after we deal with you.
Listen, I know...
The laws apply when we need them to.
Bluebeard, please.
What's that supposed to mean?
That's
I
not
mean, a
true.
certain level of privilege should be afforded to...
To who?
This is how it's always been.
Yes. See, this is exactly to what I'm speaking. We lashed our ropes to this diseased world, and ever since, which one of us has been there for you? Who filled your lives with the promise of more? Who was there while they idly played in their towers? Judging you, treating you as mindless children, too stupid to command your own destiny. Without me, who will pay your rent when you're on the verge of eviction? Who will dare challenge their brutality when it leaks to our dear citizens? Who will protect you from the big bad wolf? Who will be the...
Bigby! Miss White!
Excuse me, dear.
I wanted to make sure I had the chance to say something.
Why don't you take a moment to catch your breath, little
What's
one?
she doing here?
I'd like to... I need to say something.
We're kind of in the middle of something.
Bluebeard.
What?
Of course. Go right ahead.
You probably don't remember me. I don't know why I was afraid to come
My
here.
dear, I don't
Just
know
shut up. You enslaved us for years. Let us hear stories about what you do. Told us we would lose everything if we stepped just one toe out of line. And we couldn't say a word about it because of these damn ribbons. But you know what? Now it's my turn to talk.
How are you?
I found Vivian's body. Did you kill her? Did he?
Sheriff, this is highly irregular.
Vivian killed herself back at the Pudding and Pie.
I'm sorry, I don't think I
Nerissa! My name is Nerissa.
It's going to be just...
He ordered them dead. This fucker. Faith and Lily.
That's a lie.
I was in the goddamn room when he did it. Faith and Lily are dead because of you. The only two people who ever gave a damn about me. And now I can finally say, you're an asshole. And I hope you rot at the bottom of the witching well for what you did.
Don't worry. He's gonna pay for it.
He made Georgie do it. It was always him. Georgie would have never done anything without his say-so. Ever.
You're going to take the word of a stupid...
At least 5 other girls will back me up on this. We all heard you say it.
Did you now?
Looks like we found our evidence.
She saw it firsthand.
He's guilty.
Good enough for me.
Me too.
So that's it, right?
Calm down the witching well.
Nah, that's too fucking easy for a crook like that.
What do you mean?
He's gotta pay for what he did.
Listen to yourselves!
You're all rats, fleeing from one sinking ship to the next. So quick to latch onto whatever will keep your miserable lives afloat. This is how you want to repay all I've done for you.
What, you take 2 people's lives away and now you want mercy?
You know we can't let you go free after this.
What did you expect to happen here? You're getting what you deserve.
Well done, then.
Now, for your sentence.
We don't have to become murderers.
What are you talking about?
He's guilty. I know that, but we don't have to kill anybody. We can imprison him. Lock him up forever. Somewhere he can never hurt anyone again.
How can we be sure he won't escape?
I can help. We'll use magic.
That's
I
not
assure
good
you.
enough.
Maybe
There will
she
be
has
more
a point.
if he isn't
Hasn't
stopped.
there been enough
I don't give a
bloodshed
shit.
So we get
already?
rid of him.
Dangerous.
Get him out of here.
We can send him
Everyone,
away.
listen up! Clearly, we're having trouble agreeing on a suitable punishment, so I think
This is going nowhere.
someone needs to make a decision.
Who?
I hope you aren't suggesting yourself.
Why not?
What about a vote?
What do you think this is?
Everyone, calm down.
We should have a vote. Make it democratic.
Do you really think that's going to work?
He's right. Nobody can agree on anything.
What about Bigby?
What about him?
He was appointed. He's the only official representative, really. He should be the judge.
That makes sense to me.
I guess it does.
Okay.
Fine. Are you sure? This isn't how
It's what the people want, Miss White.
Okay. Mr. Wolf, it's your call.
Snow.
Just do what you think is right.
Yes, Sheriff. Do what you think is right.
Teach him a fucking lesson.
No.
He has to die.
We can lock him
Just
away.
fucking get rid of him.
Not this one.
Whoa! Did not expect that.
I hope you all remember this moment. Think of me when you try to sleep.
You know, just between us, I was gonna let you live. But now...
You're going to miss me.
No, I won't.
For Lily. And Faith.
Yes, another one of us to erase from the books.
think of a better one to erase.
Hey, Sheriff. Are you gonna come see the truck off? We're leaving for the farm in a few. Thought you might want to. I don't know.
I'll be down in a minute.
Okay, great.
This fucking line.
Oh, Mr. Wolf? Flycatcher left his keys.
Right. Thanks.
I'm sorry, Sheriff. I have to take care of this. We'll talk later, okay?
Good morning, Miss White.
You're late.
Someone's gonna see you, Colin.
Just make him Fabletown's mascot. Colin, the Fabletown pig. Boom, problem solved.
I'm going. Jesus.
We only have like 5 minutes.
And carry me for fuck's sake. I don't give a shit.
You forgot these.
Oh, thank you. It's been pretty busy around here.
Morning, Sheriff. Nice fucking day. Shit. Just go grab that, would you?
Sorry about all this. I tried to help.
Just why the hell did she have to send me and me boy away, huh? You promised me I'll get another chance. But Miss White said I had to go up to the damn farm anyway. I told her I had the money, but she didn't want to hear it.
Wait, Sheriff Bigby, I have something.
You know, he was up crying all night, poor kid.
Can you give this to Miss White, please? Dad says there's no time to say goodbye, so if you could bring it to her?
Yeah, sure.
I couldn't take them all with me, and she said she liked that one the best. It's a willow beetle. That's a big one. They're cool because when they're little, they have these pouches that squirt juice at you if you touch them.
Sure, so what?
She said it was pretty.
We're about ready to head out.
What's it like at the farm? All
won't be so.
Have you been there before?
No. Some of the animals aren't comfortable around wolves, so you wouldn't know, would you?
We're all set.
Bye, Mr. Wolf.
Hey, Bigby. Where's your friend, Colin? Where's the fucking pig?
I don't know. He, must have run off.
Bullshit.
Saying goodbye?
Hi.
Hi.
You're still wearing that thing.
Oh. Yeah. I guess I am. It's not easy to forget. I know it seems like I should be able to. It's just...
You need to let that go. You're gonna move on.
Bigby, I know you're trying to help. This is just something I need to do on my own. Listen, I came here because I have to tell you something. It's about what happened to Faith and Lily. I'm not sure where to start. Faith, Lily, and I have this plan. We're gonna find a way out.
Damn train.
But then Faith decided to get some leverage. She stole a picture of Crane and Lily together. The minute Faith stole that photo, we had dirt on one of the Crooked Man's allies. If he found out, I had no choice. You have to understand. You've seen how they kept us quiet in that place. Can you imagine the lengths they go just to silence someone who had physical evidence?
Narissa, what did you do?
I freaked out, okay? I thought if I came clean to Georgie, he'd get the Crooked Man to leave us alone.
So she
Just
told
forget the
Georgie.
Try
And then
again.
Georgie told the Crooked Man.
Told him everything.
Gave the order back to Georgie.
Mercy for all of us. I
Sheesh.
didn't want anyone to die over a picture.
You were just trying to protect them.
Yeah. Georgie promised he'd smooth things over with the Crooked Man. But then... Oh, God. I don't know what happened, but that night at the club, Georgie came back and told me things had changed. He had to make an example of us. We had committed treason. And while the two of us were sitting there, as he was telling me this, Faith walked in, and I had to watch while Georgie...
Wait, so Georgie told you all this? Not the Crooked Man? Back at the well, you said...
I know what I said.
But it wasn't the truth, was it?
What does it matter? I know the Crooked Man did it. So what if it wasn't the whole truth? It was true enough.
I guess, what's done is done.
I know he ordered their deaths. I wasn't gonna let him get away with it because of a stupid technicality. Especially after... That night, after Faith, I tried to warn Lily, but she wasn't with her scheduled appointment. So I did the only thing I could do. I left Faith's head at your doorstep.
You?
Okay.
I walked her over here, and I left her, just hoping that maybe if I couldn't save them, could at least save the rest of us.
You were trying to get my attention. So you started all this.
I just pointed you in the right direction. People like us get forgotten all the time. The Crooked Man was counting on that. When we suffer, we do it in silence, and the world likes it that way. We just fade, like we never existed. I couldn't watch that happen to Faith.
Or Lily. Nobody cares about us. Not really.
That's not true.
It is. You've just never seen it before. But now you have. You'll make things right. You and Snow.
I don't know. Seems like no matter what I do, it's just not enough for her, or anyone. I just can't win with these people.
I know it might feel that way, but...
People care if they know. They just didn't notice.
You two make a good team. The way you look out for each other, and look out for us. You don't see that a lot these days.
I don't really know where we stand anymore. Things are just different.
Huh. Things are always different. Look, Bigby. After everything you've done for us, maybe they don't want to admit it, but without you, none of this would have happened. You listened when no one else would. You knew when to show mercy, and you brought justice to this town. Finally. Because you brought the Crooked Man in, everyone saw who he really was. So from where I'm standing, you did the right thing. You've been given this job for a reason. And I left Faith at your doorstep because I knew if anyone stood a chance against the Crooked Man, it was you. You've changed this place. For better or worse, Fabletown wouldn't be the same without you. You're not as bad as everyone says you are.
That sounds familiar.
I need to tell you something. I have to tell you something.
I feel like we've met before.
You're trying to place me. You like my ribbon? Do you like it?
Faith wore one too.
Would hide her beauty so she could escape his kingdom.
They used to call me the Little Mermaid.
Dr. Swinehart ever get back to you about
He
Faith?
said he wanted to run more tests. I hope you find what you're looking for. I'll see you around, Wolf.
See, even 68.6% of players killed Georgie. Yeah. Wait. Wow, almost. Let's see, 31.4% let him suffer. Wow. 89.6% brought him back alive. 38.6% threw him down the well. 98.5% of players accepted the gift. .4% of players stayed silent. Wait, what? I must have missed something. Damn it. In the middle of a conversation, so I didn't see what was going on in the game conversation. Fuck. Okay, so I completely missed a choice there. Saw Beauty at the apartment. Pressed her with skills, fought him after the interrogation, offered the butcher protection at the business office. Colin gave him a drink when he asked for one in your apartment, helped him avoid the farm. Crooked Man took him back to the witchy well, tossed him down the well. Gave him money up to fight with the Woodsman, confiscated Dee's money while he was in custody. Georgie smashed up his place. Red ran after Lily's funeral. Lawrence went to his place first. Snow brought her along with you to the trip trap you promised to bring the Crooked Man back alive. Tiny Tim chose to wait for him. TJ accepted his beetle and promised to give it to Snow. Toad stood up for him when Snow wanted to send him to the farm. You gave him money. Let's sit up. There's no advertisement for Gamma World after the credits, right? And to me, huh? You and Chewie, the one-eyed wonder pup. Okay. Huh. Okay. Wait, why are there two for Big B and Snow? Okay. Big B Wolf, Fabletown Sheriff. the renowned Big Bad Wolf. He's known for tormenting pigs and girls in red hoods, but is trying to put those dark days behind him. Bigby now acts as Fabletown's sheriff and remains in his human form mostly. However, due to his rough past, citizens of Fabletown are slow to trust him. Bigby is determined to show that he's truly changed, but some instincts are just too hard to control. Snow White, assistant to the deputy mayor. Snow White may seem cold, but this stems from her life of mistreatment and abuse back in the homelands. After escaping assault and imprisonment, not to mention an attempt on her life, she married Prince Charming. It wasn't long before Snow discovered that Charming cheated on her with her estranged sister Rose Red, and she divorced him. After the Exodus, Snow focused her attention on setting up a safe haven for fables in the New World. She now serves as assistant to the deputy mayor of Fabletown. The Woodsman, fallen hero. The Woodsman is one of the few men who went toe-to-toe with Bigby in his Black Forest days and lived to tell the tale. In an attempt to save Little Red Riding Hood, he split the Great Wolf's belly open with his axe, filled him full of rocks, and threw the beast into a river. To his dismay, his popularity has faded. Even his name is forgotten, and he is only known as the Woodsman. Faith, Donkey Skin Girl. Faith, otherwise known as the Donkey Skin Girl, made it through the exodus from the magical homelands with the clothes on her back. Her husband and nothing else. She was once a beautiful princess, happily married to Prince Lawrence of a neighboring kingdom. Her life should have had a happy ending, but the mundane city of New York wasn't kind to her. Wasn't kind to her or her marriage. With no money, Faith found herself turning tricks to make rent for a cheap apartment on the outskirts of Fabletown. She had a difficult life, but she did what she could to survive in an unfamiliar world. Beauty, caring wife. Beauty and her husband Beast once lived in an enchanted castle, but they were forced to flee the homelands of the Exodus, leaving all of their wealth behind. Now they live in a modest studio in Fabletown, New York. Though times are hard, with Beast working multiple jobs to pay the bills, the couple have the longest-lasting relationship of all the Fables. Beast, concerned husband. Beast and his wife, Beauty, left everything behind when they escaped the homeland in the Exodus. Without his former wealth, Beast must pick up extra work to make ends meet. He is able to get around Fabletown without a glamour most of the time, but if Beauty gets too angry with him, he becomes more beastly by the minute, growing horns and large teeth. Despite the occasional bickering, the two are truly in love and have the longest-lasting relationship of everyone in Fabletown. Mr. Toad, Slumlord. Mr. Toad is the superintendent for a defunct tenement on the edge of Fabletown proper. Because he's a 3.5-foot talking amphibian, Toad is required by Fabletown law to keep his family and himself magically glamoured to appear human. The problem is Toad isn't too concerned with what the law is and has to be reminded often. Colin, couch surfer. Colin is better known as one of the 3 little pigs. Back in the homelands where they were harassed by the Big Bad Wolf, who blew down Colin's house of straw. After the Exodus, Colin and the other Fables who couldn't pass for human were sent to live at the farm in upstate New York. Unable to stand such a boring life, Colin constantly makes trips down to Fabletown to bother Bigby. He is always caught and sent back to the farm, but he doesn't let that stop him. Ichabod Crane, Deputy Mayor of Fabletown. Hailing from the haunted town of Sleepy Hollow, Ichabod Crane has been Deputy Mayor of Fabletown for nearly 115 years. Crane is a bundle of nerves and takes his job very seriously, though that doesn't mean he always does it well. As one of Fabletown's elite, Crane is often blind to the troubles of the less well-off citizens. Overall, Crane is authoritarian, cowardly, and is always hiding something. Buffkin, Fabletown librarian. Buffkin is the talking winged monkey from the land of Oz. Now, as Fabletown's librarian, he spends his time reading and stealing the deputy mayor's booze. He's prone to mischief, so when something goes wrong, he assumes he'll receive the lion's share of the blame. He's helpful when he wants to be, but most of the time he'd rather be drinking. Someone would have fired him a long time ago, but he's the only one who can make sense of the filing system. Fabletown, home of the Fables. Fabletown is a community located on Bullfinch Street in Manhattan's Upper West Side. To regular people, or Mondays, it appears to be an ordinary New York neighborhood, but it is really the home of the Fables from many worlds. Within the business office at the Woodlands lies a massive cavern, a vast library, and hundreds of magical items of immense power. All non-human Fables live upstate on the farm, extension of Fabletown. The Farm, Fabletown Annex. The farm is home to fables who cannot pass as human. Giants, goblins, animals, etc. It is located in upstate New York, far enough away from the Mondays to avoid detection. Some of its residents resent their confinement to the farm, despite its size and comforts. To them, the farm is a prison. They would be allowed to leave the farm if they could purchase a glamour, but many don't have the money for something so expensive. So some, like Colin, sneak out into the city anyway. Mondays, non-fables. Short for mundane, Monday is a catch-all term that fables use to refer to the non-magical inhabitants of their adopted home. Warding spells placed around the blocks of Fabletown and the farm keep their minds distracted and dull within certain boundaries. However, if anything should pique the curiosity or scrutiny of a large group of Mondays, these magical protection charms would overload and fail. As Sheriff of Fabletown, one of Big Me's primary functions is ensuring the Fabletown community maintains a low profile. Glamours, disguise spell. Glamours are spells that allow the user to change their appearance. They are expensive, but can be purchased by non-human fables in order to pass for human among the Mondays. Cheap glamours can be found in the seedier parts of Fabletown, but they are often unreliable and prone to sudden failure. Prince Lawrence, Faith's husband. After escaping the homelands, Prince Lawrence and his wife, Faith, immediately fell victim to the harsh realities of the mundane world. They moved to New York hoping to find aid in a community of fellow fables, but without enough money to live in Fabletown, they had to settle on an apartment on the outskirts of the neighborhood. Unfortunately, that meant they were out of sight and out of mind when it came to government assistance. The prospects dwindling, Faith left Lawrence to try to make it out on her own. Now without his wife's support, Lawrence struggles to motivate himself and quickly sinks into depression. The Tweedles, hired goons. The Tweedle brothers, Dumb and Dee, are thugs for hire. They appear human, allowing them to carry out their contracts in the Monday world without drawing suspicion. They are as inseparable as they are ruthless. Holly, Trip Trap owner. Holly is a no-nonsense kind of troll, and the owner of the Trip Trap bar. She is glamored to appear human, but her patrons know better. Holly takes good care of her regulars, often the downtrodden fables, with little to spare, but she has no patience for the Fabletown government that has done nothing to locate her missing sister. Grendel, Drifter. Grendel just wants to be left alone. In the old days, he terrorized Norse mead halls, but lately can be found occupying a stool in various quiet, dumpy bars around New York. He hates the noise of the city, but must work there to afford his glamour. Despite his gruff bearing, he's fiercely loyal to those who've learned to offer him the space and silence he desires. Talking to him is like watching a time bomb tick down. It's only a matter of time. Bluebeard, wealthy scoundrel. Bluebeard managed to escape the homelands with his riches intact and continues to be one of the wealthiest fables in New York. The Fabletown government depends on his generous contributions, and he often uses this influence for his own benefit. As a former serial killer, he claims his days of decapitating his brides are over, but even if he was able to leave his violent ways in the homelands, that hasn't stopped him from making the occasional trip down Crooked Lane. Bigby's Mercy. In the days leading up to the Exodus, the Big Bad Wolf hunted armies of men and goblins in the Black Forest. These invading forces had driven off the great beast's preferred quarry, and their own flesh was rotten with corruption, hardly a suitable replacement. He made it his game to destroy their camps, devour their night watchmen, and disrupt their supply trains while sparing their prisoners. One day, he broke their ranks and discovered a particular woman they held captive. Her skin was white as snow, but her hair was dark as the night sky. He approached her, and she, knowing no sword could match the giant wolf's power, bravely placed her shackles in the beast's mouth. He freed her, but years would pass before the two would meet again in the Mundy world. Bigby's Vengeance. Long ago in the homelands, the North Wind fell in love with a blazing white she-wolf, taking canine form. He courted her and stayed by her side for 2 seasons. However, the wind by nature must change direction, and North's temperament carried him back to his wintry castle. The she-wolf was heartbroken. Soon after her lover fled, she gave birth to a litter of cubs, including the one that would become the Big Bad Wolf of legend. Watching his mother die of sadness and unrequited love, young Bigby Wolf swore vengeance against the capricious North Wind. 7 times the beast journeyed to the great castle, but was no match for the elemental might of his father. Having failed to taste vengeance, he swore to think no more of his dead mother or loathsome father. Buried hatred, however, is seldom forgotten. Ichabod's Denial, Legend of Sleepy Hollow. During his days in Sleepy Hollow, Ichabod Crane fell in love with a wealthy young woman, Katrina Trestle. She was beautiful and very rich, but that meant she also caught the attention of another suitor, Abraham Brom Van Brunt. As Ichabod's rival, Brom would plan the nasty pranks in order to humiliate the often superstitious schoolteacher. Despite Brom's plots to win Katrina over, Ichabod believed he would be chosen as her favorite. After a party at her father's home, Ichabod proposed to Katrina and very quickly rejected. He immediately rode off in shame and was never seen in Sleepy Hollow again. According to Crane, he was chased out of town by the Headless Horseman, but in reality it was probably just another one of Brom's pranks. Bluebeard's Mercy, Bluebeard's last wife. After a long line of marriages resulting in mysterious disappearances, Bluebeard's last wife in the homelands was naturally suspicious of him. One day he departed on business, leaving her alone in his estate. He gave her free rein of all the rooms, but made her promise not to open the closet on the ground floor. She defied him, of course, and discovered the location of his missing wives. When Bluebeard returned, he knew he must kill her before she revealed his murderous secret. She persuaded him to allow her a moment to pray, which he reluctantly granted. This small mercy gave her brothers time to arrive and rescue her, and Bluebeard's crimes were exposed. "13th Floor", The Witches and Wizards of Fabletown. The 13th floor of the Woodland Building is home to a group of witches and wizards tasked with the protection of Fabletown. They use their powers to keep the community hidden from prying Mundy eyes, but all magic has its limits, and every spell has its cost. The Magic Mirror. Magic Mirror. The Magic Mirror speaks mostly in rhyme and demands that others do the same. He also requires the name of whatever object or person you wish to find. If you follow these rules, the mirror will show you a glimpse of whatever you want to see, but nothing more. The Witching Well. The Witching Well is located in a chamber inside the woodland building, where it is used to dispose of things meant never to be seen again. Dead fables are committed to its depths, as are most unredeemable criminals. No one is entirely sure what lies at the bottom of the well, or indeed if it has a bottom at all, but it's widely assumed to be the passageway to the final resting place. Jack Horner, harmless trickster. Jack is always up to something, but he's not nearly as smart as he thinks he is. His plans to get rich quick often backfire, but his confidence never wavers. He thinks he's the most important person in Fabletown, but everyone knows him as a mostly harmless smartass. Lily, estranged sister. Lily and her sister Holly grew up in the homelands together, but had a falling out shortly after the moving to the mundane world. Aimless and increasingly destitute, Lily turned to prostitution, and now she's the second victim in an ongoing murder investigation. Troll Cross, Lily's brooch. A troll cross is an amulet made of iron that was foolishly thought to protect the wearer from trolls. Lily acquired hers while wandering through the wilderness searching for something to eat. She came across a human, but before she could devour him, he held the troll cross out and shouted, "Back! Back, you troll!" After enjoying her tasty snack, Lily plucked the cross from the dead man's hands. After the exodus, she wore the troll cross constantly as a reminder of better days. Georgie Porgy, the pimp. Georgie runs the Pudding and Pie, a strip club that also caters to the unmentionable desires of Fabletown citizens. He has tried just about everything there is to try in the pursuit of worldly pleasures, but none of it satisfies him for long. He does seem to enjoy pushing people's buttons. He takes pride in his nightclub and doesn't react well to anyone meddling in his affairs. Clever Hans, bouncer, janitor, handyman. Clever Hans always does exactly as he's told. However, he often misunderstands his instructions and ends up hurting himself or behaving oddly, as in the case of his noted fable, where he threw sheep's eyes at his wife. Unsurprisingly, she left him, and now Hans works as a bouncer at Georgie's club. He hopes to dance on stage one day, but for now he's content sweeping up and making sure the crowd doesn't get out of hand. Nerissa, the Little Mermaid. Nerissa's story never had a happy ending. She's known as the Little Mermaid, the young girl who gave up her tail for a pair of legs in the hopes of winning the heart of a handsome prince. When he married a princess instead, Nerissa was left heartbroken. She made the journey into the mundane world hoping for a better life. Now she dances at the Pudding and Pie, but each step she takes feels like walking on shards of glass. She has very little left, but finds some comfort in the company of her fellow dancers. Troll Funeral Rites, the Long Absence. The gaze of Great Mother Death is always upon us. Beneath her affectionate eye we fight our battles, we nurse our wounds, we shout our victories, we endure our sorrows. Fall, she is there. Her embrace is the silence of the mountain, the heavy peace of the stone. Approximately translated, a troll funeral is a sacred ritual passed down by oral traditions from troll mother to son. It begins at sunset with the creation of the cairn, a small pile of stones to represent the many generations of trolls that have traveled and died before them. The foundation upon which the living stand. Weapons are divided amongst the trolls' closest comrades, the body and the rest of their possessions are burned. And though each viewer must speak to the life of the lost, the eulogy's candor would make a Monday blush. Vivian, Georgie's girl. Much of Vivian's past is unknown, since she prefers not to talk about her life back in the homelands. She wanted to start fresh in Fabletown, but she finds herself working for Georgie at the Pudding and Pie. Not a terrible life. Georgie took a liking to Vivian's, though he doesn't make her take jobs at the Open Arms. Instead, she plays hostess and helps Georgie ensure complete customer satisfaction. Dr. Swinehart, the Army Surgeon. Dr. Swinehart is the resident Fabletown physician, so skilled in the art of instrumental surgery that he can safely operate on himself. He has served as an army medic for many years, sometimes using his talents to impress the locals. Currently runs the special research section of the Knights of Malta Hospital. Knights of Malta Hospital, so named to discourage people for investigating what is actually a reserved, Fables-focused health facility. Flycatcher, the Frog Prince. A former prince turned to a frog by a witch, the friendly, genial Flycatcher now carries the nickname as an unsubtle reference to his propensity for catching and eating flies. His wife and their children were brutally murdered back in the homelands, a fact that he attempts to deny himself by committing to a series of endless tasks and janitorial duties. Headless Horseman, the Hessian Spirit. Thought to be the spirit of a particularly fearsome, especially macabre German military contractor, the Headless Horseman lost his head from cannon fire during the Revolutionary War. Most famous for hounding Ichabod Crane one night in the woods of Sleepy Hollow, it is rumored that his phantom is only the most recent incarnation of a primordial demon, whose previous forms include a middle-aged chieftain who brandished a whip made from human bone, and a Scottish lord who was decapitated in a fight over shares of land. The Trip Trap Bar, the Watering Hole. The oldest bar in New York City, the Trip Trap was established in 1725 in secret by Starcad, the legendary Viking and reprobate, as a place for fables to meet and drink and commiserate. Known then as Grammarian's Tavern, he eventually lost it in a bet to a tribe of mountain trolls, who quickly renamed it and made it their own. Ollie is the current proprietor, having inherited it from a mother when she died in a boating accident in the early 20th century. Auntie Greenleaf, the White Deer. Horticulture. Whoa. Horticulturist, alchemist, and lover of animals, Auntie Greenleaf is one of the few rogue witches still living outside of the 13th floor. Unsupervised and unrestricted, rumored to have lost a daughter in the homelands, she suffers paranoia and depressive mood swings, and will only venture outside at irregular hours under the guise of an ethereal white deer, an oft-whispered specter of Brookhaven natives. Glamour Tree, the Last Seed. Grown from a seed spirited away from her family's enchanted orchard, this tree is the sole remaining source of Auntie Greenleaf's magical enchantments. Its bark is used for glamour tubes, its leaves are crushed for ointments and spells, and its twigs and sticks can be used as rods for a variety of entrancing purposes. Glamour Tube, the handy disguise. Glamours can be produced in a variety of ways, but one of the most common due to its ease of use is to take a small hollowed-out tube or container and place it within several items unique to whomever the caster wants to copy, which is required for the reactionary charm. Two downsides of this type of glamour is that totally unique appearances are completely impossible, and the nature of the vessel makes it quite unstable. Ring of Dispel, the Arthurian Band. Reputed to be fashioned by a Byzantine clan in an attempt to ward off a coven of witches, the Ring of Dispel or Dispelling Ring, or Magic Cancelling Ring, eventually was given to Lancelot by the Lady of the Lake, or the Lady in the Lake, recovered by the business office after the emigration to New Amsterdam. Emigration? It was assigned to Greenleaf for caretaking. I'm looking that up. What's emigration? Emigration. Not familiar with that. Come on, load. Emigration, act of leaving one's own country to settle permanently in another, moving abroad. So, wait, is immigration versus emigration, what's the difference? Emigrate means to leave one location, such as a native country or region, to live in another. Immigrate means to move to a non-native country or region to live. Isn't that kind of the same thing? Immigrate means to enter and settle foreign country permanently. Wait. Emigrate is to live in another country. Immigrate is to go and settle in a foreign country. So, in a what is it? What is the use of that word of foreign? Like, is it foreign to the people? Like, I've never been there, but I'm going there? Or I'm not sure what they mean by that difference. Is it just unknown to the people moving? I need clarification on that. Bloody Mary, the urban legend. The true history of the person known as Bloody Mary is almost completely unknown, even to fables most acquainted with its members. Her name, even to fables most acquainted with its members. Her name, Mary, at least, is not up for contention, nor is her penchant for shocking violence, inlaid resistance to magic and spells, and a strange ability to use any reflective surface such as a portal, effectively shortcutting space and time. Thought by Mundies to be the wailing apparition of a childless ghost, though any evidence of that is as yet unseen. Silver bullets. Wolf's weakness. The legends of great and magical wolves often make mention of their weakness against weapons made of silver. Those tales bear out to be true. The silver bullet Mary shot Bigby with was not the first, but any of them could be his last. Any silver left in Bigby's body weakens his system, slows his healing, and can cause long-term damage. Acting Deputy Snow White. With Ichabod Crane firmly out of the picture and King Cole still absent, the task of leading Fabletown falls squarely on Snow's shoulders. She has performed many of the job's duties for a long time, picking up the slack for Crane, but now that she's fully in charge of the business office, she has to deal with a new level of politicking she had not previously been exposed to. Donkey skin coat, hide in plain sight. Only the truly beautiful will fully understand the power of a coat that makes its wearer appear ugly. It is the power to be invisible while still being seen. Unfortunately, its value can also be hard to see, but it is still a magic coat, and to some collectors, that is enough. Briar Rose. Sleeping Beauty. One of the few fables to find fortune in this world, Briar Rose has even turned her weakness into a strength. When her finger is pricked, it not only puts her to sleep, but also to those within a certain radius of her slumber. This can be a powerful tool, as it is just one of the ways this Sleeping Beauty is more than just a pretty face. Only she didn't need a kiss from a prince to wake her up. I read something about this recently, that apparently in the comics, Briar Rose got waken up by a kiss from a dog named Prince. The Jersey Devil. Garden State Goon. Not all of the fables who came to this world landed in Fabletown. There are those who scattered across the farthest corners of the earth, and there are those who simply prefer the Garden State to the Empire State, such as the Jersey Devil. Reports of its appearance have varied, although most accounts make mention of leathery wings, but an encounter with a certain axe of legend some years ago has temporarily rendered that feature absent. Years ago, temporary. Speaking of which, Woodsman's axe, ensorcelled by druids. Once just a simple tool for felling trees, the axe became much more when it was ensorcelled by druids and marked with their runes. But it truly became an object of legend when the woodsman used it to slice the big bad wolf from neck to neck in protection of Little Red Riding Hood. It may carry old world charm, but its simplicity of design and quality workmanship make it an effective tool, or weapon, even today. Johann, the Butcher. His name is often said in the same breath as that of the baker and the candlestick maker of Fabletown. And like those other tradesmen, Johann the Butcher's storefront has served Fabletown for ages. Fresh cuts, exotic meats, and even full sides of beef for the vigorous appetites of ogres and trolls. But Johann's business has fallen on hard times, and fallen in with the wrong crowd. As the quality of his products declined and his business turned into a front operation for the Crooked Man, some have started to wonder if they ever really knew Johann. Bluebeard's money. One might think that Bluebeard donates funds to the Fabletown government for nefarious purposes, seeking special favors, or to have a louder voice in government proceedings, but what he really wants is stability and strength, because as far as Bluebeard is concerned, Fabletown exists to insulate him from the Mundy world. As much as his money can be a sword, it also serves as a shield. The Crooked Lair. Headquarters. Occupying a desanctified church, this is one of the many locations in the Crooked Man's operation uses to run the Fabletown underworld. Its lounge atmosphere makes for a comfortable meeting place unless you are an unwelcome guest. It is completely boarded up to the outside world, and the only way in is through one of the many portals marked by a door with the Crooked Man's Catherine wheel icon, scattered throughout the city and elsewhere. The Crooked Man, Crime Lord. Crooked Man has slowly built himself into one of the most powerful figures in Fabletown. His operation started with a crooked sixpence and a crooked house, two things he cared about more than his wife or children, whom he killed rather than let them stand in his way. In his rise, the Crooked Man has ensnared many fables in his criminal web, providing them with what they need, but always at a high cost. He is cunning, persuasive, and ruthless. Tiny Tim, Sentry. While most fables theorize that their longevity and overall well-being is improved by the Mundy world's knowledge of them, for a select few that does not seem to apply. When a malady or injury is an integral part of the fable story, that notoriety can make recovery nearly impossible. That's what Tiny Tim thinks, at least, and no medical care or magic, rather, none that he can afford, can heal his leg. Life on the farm. With its idyllic location and managed community, the farm would seem to be a welcome alternative to eking out an existence in Fabletown, but those who have lived there see it very differently. They see it as for what it is, a prison. A place where you are free to be who you are and do whatever you please, except leave. It doesn't help that while fables who appear human do not have to worry about being sent to the farm, they always seem to fill the leadership roles there. Vivian's story, the girl with the ribbon. Vivian was the first was the very first to bear the curse of the purple ribbon. Removing the ribbon would result in death, and any attempt to talk about it was thwarted by the spell upon it. As time went on, she tried to live a normal life. Eventually, she married a nice man, but he was constantly wondering about the ribbon around her neck. Despite her pleas for him to leave it alone, one night while she was sleeping, he attempted to remove it. As he pulled on the edge of the string, Vivian woke and saw what her husband was doing. In a panic, she pulled away, preventing the ribbon's knot from being undone. Furious, she tried to express the severity of his actions, but her husband was unable to understand. She realized then that she couldn't trust him and decided to leave. She lived alone for the rest of her days in the homelands, preferring the safety of isolation to the risk of another betrayal. The Pudding and Pie. Vivian and Georgie's place. Vivian and Georgie met during the exodus from the homelands, and they helped each other survive the long journey to the mundane world. On their arrival, however, they found it hard to make a decent living. With what little money they had, they opened the Pudding and Pie. Operating a strip club may not have been the most desirable occupation, but they figured it was better to be in charge of a place like this than be forced through desperation to work at one. Winter Wolf, Bigby's mother. Bigby's mother, Winter, fell in love with the North Wind and bore him 7 wolf cubs. He quickly grew tired of her and left Winter. Heartbroken and alone, she tried to care for her cubs despite her grief. She was especially fond of Bigby, but as the runt of the litter, he was often teased by his older brothers. After Winter's death, Bigby's siblings went in search of their father, but Bigby stayed behind to protect his mother's corpse from scavengers. Fortunately, he was too small to defend her. From then on, he vowed to eat something bigger each day until he was large enough to confront his father and finally make him pay for the pain he caused his family. The Big Bad Wolf, Bigby's true form. Bigby's true form is that of a giant 8-foot-tall wolf. In addition to his iconic huff and puff power, he has also inherited other abilities from his father, the North Wind. For example, Bigby is able to hold his breath for an abnormally long amount of time, making it impossible for him to drown. Mary's loyalty, part of the job. Bloody Mary began working for the Crooked Man many centuries ago. He promised her freedom to do as she pleased, as long as she agreed to act as a personal bodyguard and hitman. Because of the Crooked Man's power and influence, Mary never had to worry about getting caught by the authorities. She enjoys her job immensely and will defend the Crooked Man to the death, mostly because she finds it fun. Fabletown Justice. When a criminal is captured in Fabletown, the traditional procedure is to hold a formal hearing in front of the community or concerned parties. However, exceptions are often made to expedite the process. In reality, there aren't any hard and fast rules for these types of situations, and the extent to which policies are upheld can depend on who is being charged. The New Order, Snow White in charge. With Crane out of the picture, Mayor Cole has officially appointed Snow White as the Director of Operations and Deputy Mayor in his absence. Many would say that this promotion is a long time coming, since she was instrumental in the establishment of Fabletown and personally ensured that many fables made it to New World safely. She has also been doing the work of Deputy Mayor unofficially for years. Sheriff Bigby. After fleeing the homelands, Bigby Wolf spent many years wandering through Europe. With a fable colony quickly developing in the New World, Snow White and the Feathertop tracked down the wolf and offered him passage to Fabletown. He agreed, and Snow cut him with a lycanthropy-stained knife to give him the power to change into human form at will. Bigby became sheriff of Fabletown under King Cole's administration, but because of his violent past, many fables didn't trust him and he was banned from ever setting foot on the farm. To this day, he struggles to redeem himself in the eyes of the community. That was nearly an hour of talking. It was like 40 minutes. My mouth is literally sore. Despite some weird bugs and glitchiness and, you know, stuttering loading, the game still holds up. Still like a really good story. Is that the old woman that lived in the shoe? Is that what that is? Oh, the icons are different than what's in the pictures. Old woman that lived in the shoe, yeah. New? How is it still new? Alright. Finished off 2 games in 1 day. Not bad. But the second one comes out soon.